down and see it, cause you know I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
Web3 Breakfast, serving size like Texas. I'm a beast, yeah, baby. You know I'm reckless. We stacking blue chips, my people by the dip. Matte Black Lambo coming soon. Don't forget, sign the check.
Web3 Breakfast. Fuck a Lexus, push a Maserati, keep a diamond Jesus on my necklace. I'm living reckless. Fuck a job, cash the check, grab the bag, hit the flight, we on the next one. Wife changing money, just ask my honey. Got a diamond on my face, I can't help it, I'm new money.
Web3 breakfast, wake and bake, appreciate the checklist, moderate the stage, perplexing everything you say, and not to mention, I think I rug. Maybe I should shrug it off, go touch some grass, perhaps some plug.
Web3 Breakfast,
Web3 breakfast.
Web3 Breakfast.
Web3 Breakfast. Web3 Breakfast. Yo, what is going on, everybody? It's Thursday. Thirsty Thursdays, if that's what your jam is. Thursday, August 24th, 10:03 a.m. here on the East Coast of the United States. Hope you're feeling all right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're coming from. We know Craig from Meta Rides feeling under the weather. Hit us up in the Web3 Breakfast DM group, said that he was not feeling well, so he is going to miss us. So our brother from down under, hope you feel better, Craig, and hopefully you'll be back for tomorrow's Pizza Friday party. What's going on, Torcito? How we doing, man? How you feeling today?
Man, you know what? I was really tired before the show, trying to get my mind right, get all woke up, get up in here. And then I see Sandy pull up and I'm like, let's go. I'm turned up now, man. If you have not sent out if you haven't DM'd your friends, if you haven't told your mom, if you ain't told somebody special, like right now, let's go ahead and get them in this room because we have a great conversation. If you guys have not had a chance to meet Sandy, you are in for a treat. You're welcome.
100%. Sandy, good morning. Hope you're feeling all right. Thank you for joining us today. I know you guys had a massive announcement yesterday. It seems like every week almost you guys are announcing some huge partnership, some major development, some update to what you guys got going on. So we are so excited to chat with you in particular. We've been looking forward to chatting with you. How are you feeling today? What's going on?
GM. I'm doing great. I'm ready for a great Thursday. I got a great pic this morning on my Twitter with a rainbow in it. So I feel very lucky today, both to be on your show as well as to get a great pic of a rainbow, which are some of my favorite things. So I am ready to go. We are announcing a lot. We have a lot of partnerships and a lot of new offerings from Unstoppable that we've been chatting about. So we are ready to go and add more value for all of our users and owners out there. Thanks for having me on.
Oh,
and I'm sorry to hear about Craig. I was just on a space with him yesterday, and I knew he wasn't doing as well as he normally is,
Yeah. And, it's interesting when you think about it, because he's told us a few times, they are going through winter right now in Australia. So it's cold.
Yeah.
So when you think people get sick typically in the winter here where we live. And it's just so interesting to think that, when we're dealing with 100-degree temperatures almost everywhere throughout the United States, that someone's got winter going on. But yeah, no, we wish him, we wish him well for sure.
I have to tell you, I was on a call with him, a Zoom call, so we could see him the other day. And so usually it's either really, really, really late for me or really, really early for him. So it was early for him that day. So it was dark. He had on a hoodie, a scarf, this big coat. And I was in Arizona and it was 115. Yeah. So I was just getting hot looking at his picture on Zoom, bundled up,
No, I can't even imagine. Yeah, no, it's so funny. We're so far removed from those temperatures. It's just hard to think about getting bundled up right now.
Yeah, very true.
It's gotten so hot now, everywhere around the United States is so hot. My grandma, I always thought she was crazy because she was like, every time we drop back an hour, it's got to be moving the seasons. It's just got to be shifting the timeline or our season line, back. And I think she might be right because, man, look, August is ridiculous now. I'm in Tennessee and it was like 98 degrees yesterday. It gets down to 89 and we're starting to get cold.
Isn't
It's so funny.
oh, go ahead, Sandy.
I'm sorry. I was just going to say Tennessee's got that humidity too. So I'm at 115, but my humidity's like 3%. You're at 98 and you've got like 80% humidity, right? So you're like extra hot.
Oh, I love chewing the air. I mean, when you go outside and it just hits you in the face, and you're just like, is that the humidity? It is. Oh, this is great.
But again, I will trade off. I've lived now. I grew up in the Chicago area, and I've lived all over the country, and it's been in the South area now for well over a decade. That's it. Like I'm a lizard at this point. I'd rather deal with the heat and humidity than having to deal with any kind of snow. It's just nothing I'm interested in.
Mm-hmm. Plus one to that.
Sandy, where have you lived all over this world? Are you just an Arizona native? That's where you've been stuck to, or have you been around to a few places?
Oh, no. I've lived everywhere. My dad was in the military. So I was born in Florida. I lived in Florida, Atlanta, North Carolina, New York, Boston, Texas, Atlanta, California, Seattle, Arizona, Hong Kong, and Milan.
Wow.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And I think that's what like when you see great leaders that are really like creating things of innovation and leading teams like that, when people that have traveled around and seen like a lot of places have a lot more ideas, like they're better connected, like I just feel like I had a feeling that you've definitely been all over the place, and I didn't know about your dad being in the military, man. Shouts out to him. Definitely thank him for for the service and stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's one of those things I think every veteran that came before me, just because it's like they went through a lot of bad stuff, man, and so, that's definitely can be tough.
Thank you. The sacrifices that our military makes is amazing, I have to say.
100%. Yeah. Thanks everybody for their service. Turbo is a combat veteran. And so, anybody that has served, no matter, what country, thank you guys for your service, specifically here in the United States as well. So that was cool.
Yep.
And we have a lot of super dope community members here, in the crowd. I gotta say what's up to everybody. One last time, I think, we usually try to do our like first 15 kind of, we're like getting hot right into this thing, man. So guys, make sure you get this room tweeted out. Let's get some people in here. We have some great people. I see a DOB down there. I see Zach. Oh my goodness, I see Paperham Pappy. It's gonna be a great day, man. I'm excited to get this going, Jay. How's the market looking today? I mean, like, are we seeing anything too crazy out there? I know, I was talking about that NVIDIA play yesterday, and it just went nuts.
Yeah, things are, in the Web3 world, right? Like the NFT ecosystem, really quick. The market sentiment on NFTgo.io is down to a 13. We have seen, we talked like a week ago where the 30-day profit and loss metric that we've been looking at was kind of stuck around that 10%. Well, we've dropped way below that now. And so, again, guys, if you go to our new website, web3breakfast.com, and you hit the Web3 news, you can see that we are tracking. And I actually we're going to be doing some kind of thing with them, and they may even facilitate these metrics for us so that it's easier to track. But, we have seen that 10% go way down. So, we are sitting today at like 8.4%. The difference of like the profit and loss. So there's obviously, we're still continuing to go down, trying to find like the true bottom in the NFT ecosystem. I do see, we've gone down a little bit. We're seeing in the crypto ecosystem now, coin wise, people are talking about, Ethereum's at 1663, maybe going down in like the 14s, something like that. And this isn't FUD. I'm not trying to scare anybody, but this is what I'm hearing. I'm currently in a short. I'm up 1.8% in a short on Ethereum. So, we'll see what happens. I think there's a lot of uncertainty going on. And when you've got that, plus if you look at the fear and greed index, it's at a 35. I think it's going to go down a little bit farther. And so I'm comfortable with a little bit of a short. And I typically don't like shorting the market because the upside is far greater going long. But knowing that the sentiment of the market is still continuing to go down specifically right now, that's just my thought on the whole thing. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, definitely got to agree with you there. I mean, I'm just, I'm definitely sitting, back on this one, just because of where we are currently in the IRL world. You know what I'm saying? I'm not feeling as confident. I can definitely feel the NFT sentiment, being down there. I think, with more innovation coming, and ironically having Unstoppable Domains on here, right? Like the things that they're doing, meta rides, we're seeing more games coming out. Things are actually starting to come to fruition, but there's no money in the market to be able to kind of really help to push those innovations right now. And so we do need that boost for new adoption and new people coming into the market. So, I think I want to see what's going to happen after October. That's when the fiscal year ends. Traditionally for most business stuff. So I think that coming into the November, the holiday season, I think we might see some. We're going to see something. It's either going to be really good or really bad, in my opinion.
So that leads a question over to Sandy, because you guys are, hope, and in my opinion, I think you've done a fantastic job of marketing what you've been doing, expanding with the .x's, with all the different partnerships that you made, really setting yourself up, setting your company up for when we do have the next bull run, when the attention comes in and people trying to secure their digital identity. Do you guys have metrics that you're tracking to see kind of, what you're feeling in the market as far as people signing up, buying new addresses, what kind of activity you're seeing in your specific ecosystem in relation to, what's happening with the market?
We do. We look at a couple of things. One, we look at just total holders of an unstoppable domain. So we have about 3.7 million domain holders, and that number continues to climb. So number of users is obviously a great metric. For us, utility is really important. So the more use cases, the more places you can use it, like we're going to talk about messaging today, the more you're going to use your domain, the more it's going to become valuable to you, the more you're going to tell your friends. And so today we have around 860 different integrations, which means you can resolve 171 wallets. You can log into different metaverses or DeFi apps, or use it for encrypted email with Skiff. And so we just continue to try to hit that integration number, get that integration number to go higher. So as we are partnering with different companies, we can add more value for our users. And then we've started tracking usage too. It's really hard to track actual usage, but we know that about 30 million resolutions take place every week. And, if you remember back to our very first use case, that was taking Sandy.x and converting that to my 21, letters and number wallet address, very simple use case. So we believe approximately 30 million of those resolutions happen every week. Now that could be, I'm buying something, I'm transferring money, I'm checking, what I have as value through Bits Crunch. So it's a lot of different things, but essentially it's taking my Sandy.x and converting it back to my wallet address. And then we're looking for more metrics too, like how many logins occur. It's just really hard because we're trying to live with the Web3 ethos where we don't keep the data, right? Our customers are keeping the data. It's all about their ownership. And so unless certain data is shared with us, it's hard for us to go deeper, but we're just searching for ways that we can measure that. So I would say, we've been on our integrations, we've been steadily growing, number of users steadily growing. I would say the usage piece has been flat too. I know yesterday we went up considerably because of our messaging announcement, because people are messaging everybody, trying it out, and we'll have to see how that stabilizes over time.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I actually had a question for you.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. Good.
No, I was going to say
I'm very data driven. So I came from Amazon Web Services, where you had to have a number for everything, right? You couldn't say, oh, this is growing, or this looks good. It had to be, this is growing 3x, or this is declining 1x. You had to actually give numbers. So I try to find numbers for everything I can possibly find.
Yeah, I love spreadsheets. I love analytics. I know it's weird. It's probably like the one thing that nobody would even remotely think that I would enjoy in this world. But I love analytics so much. It's strange.
Oh, I get it now. Because, if y'all didn't know, Jay's wife, Whitney, she's like an Excel god. So I get it now. Okay. So, so for a nice, nice romantic night, she just kicks on the Excel sheet. And she starts running some data.
They're just watching Google, what is it? Projects getting, oh, never mind. I lost it.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, Blue. That's okay. Hey, but Sandy, I did actually have a question for you. I don't know how familiar you are with Skiff. Is that a company you guys are working closely with, or is that
Yeah, so
something you know? Yeah.
we partner with them. Yeah, I've talked to their CEO a couple of times. We did an integration so that you could use through ud.me, we could use and integrate email in. So you can take your domain and you can use that as your email. So it's kind of like it anonymizes you. And then if you and route it to your Gmail or your Outlook mail, or you can do a deeper integration and actually use the Skiff portion to encrypt your mail. So it's really cool. Do you use them?
No, actually, I've been hearing a lot about Skiff. Just like I know a lot of like missionaries and stuff are using it to be able to communicate back home. Obviously, different operators and such like that. We're seeing it being used, in a number of ways, and just with security. They recently just had like a $10.5 million raise, I believe, some funding, and I was just really trying to hope that maybe you would know if they're about to go public.
Oh, I don't know that. And if I had any inside knowledge, I couldn't share it for sure. But, yeah, I really don't know that. But they're a really interesting company, and especially in the Web3 space, that encryption is so important. I have because I came from Amazon Web2 world. I'll be talking to my friends or have a dinner party, and they're like, why would you want to encrypt your email? Like, it's just personal email, right? But if I talk to my Web3 guys, we're at a conference, they're like, oh man, you've got to encrypt your email. And so it's really funny to see kind of the dichotomy. And even my daughters, I have two daughters, and both of them are like, no, everybody, government reads my email. I've got to encrypt it. Even my daughters. So I think it's quite interesting to see the way different groups think about encryption.
That's really interesting. So, I mean, that brings us to the feature that you guys rolled out yesterday. You made the announcement. Is the messaging feature? Are you just super bullish on this? Is this something that internally that is something that you guys are just really excited to be able to roll out for the decentralized community?
Yeah, and here's why I'm really excited about it. So, if you think about the way that I think people should work, and maybe I've been indoctrinated from Amazon. Amazon is so incredibly successful because they start and they work backwards from the customer. We called it customer obsession, right? You're not working backwards from a technology. Oh my God, Web3 is cool, blockchain is cool. You're working backwards from, okay, a customer has this problem. How do we solve the problem? Blockchain is the best way to solve it. And that's exactly what messaging is for us. We actually started hearing from our partners, like let's take Polygon. Polygon was the first one that brought this up. And, Sandeep's their CEO, Sankat is their chief growth officer. And they were like, wow, we want to be able to communicate and engage our audience. There are some other ways out there to do it, like Telegram and Discord, but we're looking for like a really simple, easy way that's associated with their digital identity. And so can you help us with that? And that's actually how this started. We wrote the product requirements, the PR for this from our partners telling us we need to engage our community. We need to engage our community. And so what we were able to do yesterday is deliver on the first piece of that promise, which was enabling the community to talk to each other on a person-to-person basis. So you can chat with any other Unstoppable domain holder. You can send a picture or an image or a video up to 10 megabytes. It is decentralized and it is encrypted. So that makes my daughters happy, of course. The messages remain accessible to you. So if something ever happened to Unstoppable, you can always go back and look at your messages. We also decided to run for our person-to-person messaging with the XMTP network. And that means that not only can you now message someone with an Unstoppable domain, but Lens and Coinbase Wallet also use XMTP. So because we're interoperable with them, you can also message them too. So I think this is, super powerful. I think we did about 20% of all XMT traffic yesterday alone. And that was like our first day of announcement, which is pretty cool. But some of the other things that were coming, we had also announced our intention to do what our partners really, really want to do, which is business to user messages. So let's go back to Sandeep, who's the CEO of Polygon. He has a .polygon. So, for unstoppable domains, you have different, what we call top level domains. So that could be .x or .crypto, or .polygon. So we did a special .polygon for the Polygon crew. And so Sandeep wanted to message everybody who had a .polygon, or Lane from blockchain wants to message all 250,000 holders of .blockchain, because we did .blockchain with blockchain.com. How do you do that? So we also announced yesterday that we will be enabling that in the September timeframe. So we'll introduce that ability for a company now to also push. We're using push protocol to push out that message to their community, so they can also form those stronger relationships. So P2P came yesterday, person to person, with XMTP. It's so hard for me to say that. I don't know why. And then we announced that coming soon will be that business to user as well. And then, another thing I learned from Amazon, which is you have to drink your own champagne. And so my team, I have a support team underneath me. So I'm the COO of Unstoppable. And so my support team said, wow, it'd be great if we could send messages through, Messenger, and have people ping us if they have a question or a problem. And so we created support.unstoppable.x. You can message that and get very fast help and questions answered directly. So, yesterday, if you take out all of the, hi, this is so cool, we did a welcome message. If you take out all of that, we solved 25 really tough problems yesterday with just using Messenger, which is pretty awesome, because I think we have a pretty easy user interface, and people were asking, questions through the message product themselves. So drinking our own champagne, decentralized, encrypted, P2P out now, business to user, coming soon.
Sheesh. You guys are doing it. I've been saying it now for several weeks that y'all are, we call it a build market here. We don't like to call it a bear market. Y'all have just really done a lot in this build market. So good on you. Seven, what you got for us, man? Muted. Unless you just.
I just wanted to ask. The natural growth of the messenger will be to where you can have like groups, and since you're having the top-down community messaging, I see that being like such an awesome thing to be able to have like giveaways and stuff way easier and way more personal with your community. I think that's a really awesome thing. But like the one thing that I would my brain is going to is, I would love to have be able to take all the wallets that are my friends and be able to just drop them a group message. Is that coming?
Yeah. So here's the way you would do it. Let me explain it to you, and then you tell me, Sandy, great try, but that's not quite it. Or, oh yeah, that would work. So what we've done for our kind of one-to-many messaging, like you're talking about today, is we've enabled that to happen not just if you own a TLD, but also if you have a badge. So badges inside of your profile represent different communities. And I'll just post, someone is doing a great job of penning tweets up there, but I'll just post out, I have a ton of communities I'm a part of, and those are represented by badges in my digital identity. So you could create a badge. You could specify, I want everybody who has this particular NFT, or I want everybody who has 5 of these. Or so Craig, you guys talked about Craig from MetaRides. What they did is they created a badge, and anybody who's bought a MetaRides car NFT gets that badge. And so in September, they'll be able to message all those badge holders, if you would, and all those badge holders will be able to get a message from Craig or from whoever. So as long as you have criteria that you can specify that your friends can use, then you could set up a badge for that community and leverage that. So you can see, I don't know if you can see it up there now as a pinned tweet. That's half of my communities that I belong to. So for example, you can see I belong to Craig's MetaRide community. My purple badge is a Polygon community. So I belong to a special community. So Sandeep and team have created criteria to earn that badge. I belong to Lazy Lions. You can see my Pudgy Penguin badge. I've got a Boss Beauties badge, which was really important when Disney came out because they did a partnership with Mattel. And so this enables me to message to anyone with a badge today. Not today, sorry. That's business to user, which will be coming. And it'll be done through a widget. So you'll just essentially click on the badge. And when the badge comes up, if you're the owner of the badge, then you can message. Because we were concerned, let's say, that Pepsi came in and then Coke came in. We wouldn't want it to where Pepsi can message all the Coke holders and say, hey, here's 50% off to get a Pepsi or a Coke, right? I'm just using that as a crazy example.
That'd be amazing.
But it could happen, right? So we wanted to make sure we're trying to protect companies who are coming in, protecting their communities as well. So what do you think about that? You think that would work for you?
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. That would be like exactly what I'm looking at. Like I would like to have the ability to create my own badge and hand it out to my friends and be like, all right, this is our little group, That's so cool.
Yeah, and yesterday I actually had an event company and they said, today what they were trying to do is form a Telegram group for everybody that's coming to this event. And it's a VIP event, so it's like, 200 people. But they're using Unstoppable to log into the event app. And so they said it would be cooler if I could just have a badge. So if someone registered, they're already getting my badge, and then I can just message them. And then I don't have to create anything or go add them to Telegram or ask them for their Telegram. And so we're working on that for them, obviously, in September when that business to user messaging comes out as well.
That's awesome. So, and just like because I have a Lazy Lion as well. So I should put my Lazy Lion in my jchains.x wallet so that I can get that badge. That's what I would want to do, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I have both the Cub badge. I have the Lazy Cub badge. I have the Bungalow badge, and I have the Lazy Lion badge. So you can earn all of those. Yeah. Yeah. And we do have Pudgy Penguins and Bored Apes. I don't have a Bored Ape, but you could get that.
Perfect.
I'm petitioning for a Web3 badge ASAP.
Web3 Breakfast
Web3
badge,
Breakfast
for sure.
badge, yeah.
So do we just need to create a collection? Is that all we need to do?
That. Yeah, you can do it in a couple ways. I mean, one thing you could do is everybody who comes to your Twitter space, you could give them an NFT, and then set easily just say badge equals 1 NFT, and you're done. That would probably be the easiest way to do it.
I love it.
Yeah, let me know. Let me know if you guys want help doing that. And then the cool thing is you can design, like, I don't know, because this is a Twitter space, but if you click on Craig's badge for MetaRides, they actually have looks like 76 members in that, so they're going to be able to message everybody. But then what they've also done, which is really cool, is they have their own page and they have token gated content. So there are some cars that you can buy from MetaRides that you can only get if you have the badge. So you guys could token gate, like maybe your Friday pizza party is token gated. Only if you have this badge can you get access. I don't know. I'm just making it up, but you could do something like that, right? Or maybe no one's seen you before, so you could token gate. If you get this badge, you can see what we really look like, right? We'll be doxxed. Anyway, so there's
this is like Pokemon, guys. You don't realize my whole brain is on fire over here. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you can do some. I mean, really cool things. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I love that. I wanted to ask you like kind of a tougher question, Sandy, and it's not to take the tough side on it, but I wanted to kind of get your thoughts on because you brought up the Coke and the Pepsi example, right? And like do we have like, does that take away from the decentralization aspect, or even in decentralization, companies should have a responsibility to put up levels of protection for other businesses like that?
It's a good question. I mean, we was one of our number one questions from Web3 companies. I use Coke and Pepsi because it's very recognizable. But we actually had Web3 companies who wanted to have a badge, and they're getting ready to do their first, business to user message in September. And they're like, what I don't want is I don't want my competitor, who is XYZ Web3 company, going in there and saying, oh, I'll give you 50% off because you're a user of this. And so the question came in mostly from Web3 companies. But it is interesting. Does it defeat the purpose of decentralization? I don't know. Maybe it's privacy, because you have to opt into the badge, right? So, let's take your Breakfast Club badge. Even if you offered it to me, I don't have to take it, which may mean I don't want a message from you guys, and I don't want a message from your competitors, right?
That's very, yeah. I was kind of thinking about that as you were saying that. I think it's because major adoption is coming. I mean, the Pepsis and the Cokes are going to come. Like right now we talk about them as Web2 brands, but as we move a few years from now, they're just going to be just whatever we're calling this thing now. We're all just going to be integrated together with that adoption. And and those are the kind of things that that I appreciate. I do think that it. I do think that it's great that you guys have those levels of protection, and I think that beginning to to speak forward about these things, right? Like decentralization doesn't mean chaos, and I think that a lot of times that's kind of where we get into, and that some of these things are just for the overall protection of everyone, and that and if you don't want to participate, then don't. I think you guys have a lot of great things.
That to me is the answer. If you don't like it, don't participate, because and even with the true decentralization thing in it, and I'm with you, where listen, even in when you're talking about the metaverse, and we talked about this with Craig, we'll use MetaRides as the example for this. Like in some of the other things that they're trying to accomplish in some other games they're building, throughout different jurisdictions in the world, like there are different restrictions that they have to abide by, right? And so there are always going to be things that you have to do, even if you're a decentralized company providing a decentralized product. Like there has to be some oversight. I mean, think about the metaverse, right? We can't just let people roam around a free, insane world. Like there has to be some kind of, I don't want to say policing, there has to be some kind of oversight to make sure that it doesn't just become anarchy. And so I think every ecosystem or every application is going to have few touch points that we might not be truly decentralized 100%, but we'll be pretty darn close.
Yeah, I agree. Like I think about the metaverse for my daughters. So I talked about my daughters. I have 2 daughters, and they're in Roblox all the time. And I really appreciate the way that Roblox does have protection. My daughters are young. I don't want some older person trying to hit on them inside of that. So there has to be some rules. I agree. There has to be some rules, and I think that's good for all, right? Like what's socially acceptable. I don't think decentralized means, chaos, like as you said. I do think it does mean that you do have some rules that surround it.
Yeah, I think too, and what's really sad, I know in our house, we don't, with my boys, we have 0 rules. We have no rules in our house. We have no rules. We have expectations, right? And so expectations are unbreakable, and it's a shame that the rule should be don't talk to young children. That should just be an expectation, that we shouldn't have to talk about. So it's really
cool.
misfortunate.
I like that. Expectations. I like it.
Oh yeah, as long as they, brush their teeth, wear deodorant every day, get a shower, maintain good grades. Because you can't be stinky. You gotta get good hygiene skills.
Turbo's like, I can't have stinky kids.
Well, I was the stinky kid, I was that kid, and so for me, I got to make sure that they don't do it, because in our job as parents, right? Like we're supposed to be trying to make them better, right? And I think of Web3 in that very same way. Actually, I see Crypto Casually down there. He's actually the reason that I got my Unstoppable domain. Like when you guys, first came out the gate, he was like, "Yo, unstoppable," and we just watched you guys grow, and then meeting you in person, Sandy, I was like, "Yo, this is someone this is someone I want to follow right here. This is a great leader."
Oh, that's so cool. Thank you so much. I did just post up to the top 2. I forgot who was talking about they love Excel and they love spreadsheets.
Oh, that was me.
Oh, that's Jay.
That was you. Okay, Jay. So I just posted up there. I found on Etsy. Did you see those sheets?
Oh, that's
with
so
those
funny.
Pillowcases with the Excel spreadsheet.
Oh my God, my wife would love that. Sorry, honey. I think she's listening today.
I just saw that. So I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's incredible. I might have to take a picture of my bed looking like that in a few weeks after ours are delivered.
Oh,
fired up.
I thought that was interesting.
Oh, that's great.
I will also mention that I just actually well, my book is coming out on August 30th. It's called The Tiger and the Rabbit. And somebody, we started talking about Pepsi. All these Web 2 companies are exploring, Web 3, metaverse, AI. They all want to use them together because I do believe these technologies are converging. And the really cool thing is Wiley, who's the publisher, asked me to write the book as a business fable. So it's a story. It has dialogue in it. So it's not like a typical business book that says, okay, this is what Web3 is. This is what metaverse is. But it has a dialogue. It has a woman who's the CEO of a company trying to understand it, someone who's coming in and explaining it. Anyway, Pepsi was one of the readers who wanted to get an early copy and give me a quote. And I think it's really fascinating. She decided to name her team the Rabbit Team, which is one of the recommendations I have for their Web3 team. And I thought that was interesting because you just said, these Web2 companies are going to be coming after Web3 here shortly. And that just shows you a lot of these companies, a lot of these big brands have Web3 groups inside of them waiting for the market to turn around or to be more favorable on that trust metric in the space. And I think they're going to do some really amazing, amazing things.
I love that.
Yeah, and Cindy, what do you think that's? I mean, like obviously, being here for a long time, having Unstoppable Domains, watching the growth in that, talking to a lot of these different CEOs and making partnerships. I mean, what do you think that's going to look like? I mean, do you think that these big companies are going to come in like just bulls in a china shop, just trying to take and consume as much as they can, or do you think that they're going to play right? I mean, like what do you think?
I think it's going to be a mix. I will tell you that I think a lot of them are looking at Web3 from what the technology can bring that they don't have in Web2. So they don't really, to be honest, they don't really care that it's Web3. What they care about is, they're trying to reduce their costs or they're trying to get to a real person. And therefore, the technology enables them to do that. So I think, we're already seeing it today with Starbucks and Nike. Both of them have shifted their loyalty programs to Web3 and blockchain. Why is that? It's not because Web3 and blockchain is cool. What it does for them is it reduces their cost because now they don't have to have a paper, piece of paper, or I don't know if you've ever seen those business cards. You come in, you buy a pair of shoes, you get a stamp on it, you might lose it, then you need another one. So it reduces your cost, but it also gives them access to their customers. So let's just pretend we're Pepsi. And I want to do a promotion for my customers. Well, who are my customers? I don't know, because you drink Pepsi in a movie theater, you drink Pepsi from a distributor, you might go into In-N-Out Burger and get a Pepsi. I don't really know who they are. But if I offered you a reward that lived on the blockchain, so I know it's you, it's verifiable, it's credentialed, then I can actually reach you as my customer. So I kind of remove the middle person now, the middleman, and I'm able to reach out to you directly. That's what really gets these Web2 companies excited, is the ability to reach out to their customers and to engage them. So when I demo, for example, messaging, we had alpha ahead of time so I could demo it. I mean, their eyes light up because they're like, just like you guys were, right? Now we can have a badge that represents our Twitter space, our breakfast club, and we can talk just to them. And that's the same thing that they're thinking is, oh, wow, this now enables me to credential and verify that someone is really my customer. And now I can engage them, and I can engage them through that messaging. And they can engage each other because that makes a stronger community, right?
Yeah, and Pepsi's definitely ahead of the game. You know what I mean? Can you imagine? You guys remember back when they did Pepsi points? They gave away the fighter pilot, the fighter jet.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if that would have been on the blockchain, like like with QR codes or ease of access, like that, I think that they're definitely ahead of the game. If that's something that they want to do, I think we were just talking about that yesterday, Jay. Like kind of the evolution of NFTs moving into the community or like Costco membership cards and stuff like that. I think that's definitely great.
Yeah,
I think that's going to be. I think that's going to be one of the top use cases is loyalty for Web2 companies because it's so cost effective. It gives you direct access to your customers, and it's cool. Like you can do like cool badges, and you can change things instantly, right? I was just working with a Web2 company yesterday, and they have they have this piece of paper. It is cool too. It's a passport. So just like your passport. And every time you go into the store, you get a new stamp, right? It's kind of like going to a new country. But they were telling me how many times people lose the passport, the cost of the passport, how many times someone comes in with their passport to get some discount or something they're doing, and they see the same passport come in like 12 times, right? Because how do you verify that that passport is yours? Right. And so I think it really gets them excited seeing loyalty, like Loyalty 3.0, I think is a big use case.
I love that. I think that's, I mean, as the, not as the consumer aspect, but as as a brand or as a business, because we can't always be thinking of, the advancement as, as a consumer. We've got to think about, people that are producing things for the consumers to consume, and how that can expedite what they've got going on. Love that. Sapphire, you've had your hand up for a few minutes. I would love to hear what you got.
Yeah, good morning. Excellent show today. Obviously, Sandy, it's so nice to meet you and hear more about what Unstoppable is. I've heard of it, but I hadn't taken the time to figure out what it is. And as I was questioning, because I love the practicality of this. I love the use case of figuring out who your advocates are and being more engaged with them directly. For somebody like myself that's more so focused on building the community, right? Instead of having an NFT project just yet. Is there a way to until I have NFTs to offer, maybe use co-apps or something in order to be able to present, have badges and things, if that makes sense, if I'm understanding this correctly?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so for example, I'll give you an example. Again, drinking our own champagne. We have a group, Sapphire, called Unstoppable Women of Web3 and AI. And we're getting ready to do awards. So we do the 125 most inspirational women. And each of those women will get a badge, which is just an NFT. And therefore, we'll now be able to communicate with them. But more importantly, they'll be able now to interface with each other as well. And so it just forms this engaging community. So this is the second year. So now we'll have like 200 women that will be in that group together that can engage, and we can just keep growing and engaging that group.
That's awesome. And that was actually going to be my second thing. I just wanted to big up you. Anytime I see a woman in here, making waves and doing something exciting, it makes me excited. It makes me bullish on women being able to make an important mark in this space and be the foundation and the architects of the blueprint. So big up to you, Sandy. Nice to meet you.
And Sapphire, I love that. That is exactly why people ask me, why are we publishing this list? That's exactly why I do it. I believe if you can see it, you can be it, right? It helps you. Like when I see you, I'm like, oh man, Sapphire can do that. I can do that too. And so that's exactly why we publish the list. We've also this year, you'll love this. So I don't know if you guys know Flipkart. Flipkart is a Web2 company. They're basically Amazon for Asia. And they're sponsoring this year for us our top 100 girls of Web3 and AI. So these are girls between the ages of 6 and 17. And so Flipkart, which is a Web2 company, looking and exploring what we're doing, saw what we were doing there. And again, we're promoting young girls so that we can get that next generation jazzed up. So when you see a 6-year-old, and I got to do this last year when we did our first list, 6-year-old teaching how to write a freaking smart contract at 6.
Love that.
You can get excited. And if you're 5 or you're 10, you're like, man, if that 6-year-old can do it, I can do it too. And so I love that. Thank you for bringing that up, Sapphire. That was a great point.
No problem. And sorry, if I can just squeeze in one last question. Sorry, I see your hand down there. Just because I'm still trying to figure out all of this doesn't compete with ENS. This works in conjunction with, or is it not related at all?
Good question. So it's like ENS. It's also a domain. We actually sell .eth on our site too, Sapphire. So you could buy .x or .eth, either one. So most people that we see, they kind of do a sweep of their identity. They'll get sandy.eth, they'll get sandy.x, sandy.crypto. And so I would say they work together, but they do work a little differently. So on .eth, you have certain integrations that you can, or certain access you can get. Unstoppable has different ones. We're working to equalize that to give .eth all the access that we have as well. But there are some differences. But I would say, if I were advising, I would say get all of your identities so you have them locked and loaded, just like you probably did on Web 2. You probably got .com, .ai, .io.
One very important difference to note, Sapphire, is that your .eth address has an expiration date, so you'll always have to renew that. Whereas your anything that you get from Unstoppable, whether it's your .crypto, .wallet, .polygon, .x, whatever it is, you never have to renew it. Once you own it, you own it. Once you have that NFT, it's yours.
Wowza. Sounds like a no-brainer to me. Thank you, fellas. Awesome space. Nice to meet you, Sandy.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Nice to meet you too.
Thanks for being here, Sapphire. Mel, what's up, fam? How are you?
Hey, long time no hear. What's up, man? How y'all doing? Just gonna say good morning, give flowers, and give a testimony if that's okay.
Oh, 100%. You know that.
Yes. First and foremost, shout out to you guys for doing this space again. And, I was having withdrawal issues, but I'm not going to go into that because we're in a public recorded space. But I understand sometimes you got to do that. So shout out to you guys. Seven, what's going on? Sapphire. Big ups, flowers to Sandy. Sandy, like I said, big fan. And I've been sweating Unstoppable for almost 3 years. Actually, 3 years plus now. So, 3 years ago, I had started a group and I had people we was doing different plays and stuff like that. And then I stumbled upon Unstoppable and got in from that point and never stopped, never looked back. And I saw the bigger picture. And now with all these domains that I have and the people in the group have, and I can't wait to go tell them about, hey, guess what? Now we don't have to chat inside of this Telegram or this XYZ. We can send these messages with all the domains. And everyone was just diving in with domain names and being creative. And I'm glad to be on board. And I'm going to tell you right now, I haven't looked back. And so big ups to Unstoppable, big ups to you, Sandy. And I definitely sent you a DM finally because I couldn't wait on Craig. So I had to do it myself.
Good. I love it. Thank you.
Thank you. So just wanted to shout everybody out and how excited I am for what Unstoppable's doing. And congratulations on the book. I cannot wait to get my hands on it. So, big ups to everybody and for what you're doing over there.
Thank you. Thank you so much. You made my day.
Yeah.
I thought it was.
In case you're watching on the live stream, because we do not, Sandy, just so that you know, not only do we do our Twitter space here, but we live stream it as well. So we're live streaming on LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. So up on the live stream, we've got, I pulled it up on Amazon. So you can pre-order the book now, the hardcover, The Tiger and the Rabbit. That looks really cool. Harnessing the Power of the Metaverse, Web3, and AI for Business Success. That's awesome. Look forward to
longest title you've ever read, right?
No, well, no jokes aside, jokes aside or whatever, like that's fantastic SEO, like absolutely fantastic for if someone is searching for a book on this particular, you've got business in any one of these realms, there you go. They're going to find it. They're going to find it from one of the best. We love you.
That's awesome. Yeah. Thank you.
When audiobook? When audiobook?
I don't know. I think it depends upon how many books sell. I think that's how they decide to do audiobooks or not. So we'll see. We'll see. It'll be really interesting because, if you think about it, every other book that's out there, most of them, and no offense, but most of the books written on Web3 or AI are written by men. So this is one of the first from a woman. And as far as we know, we did a lot of research. It's the only book that's written as a business fable. And I don't know if you ever read, there's like a classic book called The 5 Failures of a Dysfunctional Team. It was written by Patrick, who wrote the very first business fable that was ever written. And I did reach out to him and Wiley to write this book. It was really hard, guys. I wrote a book on service-oriented architecture before, but it was like a business tech book, right? This was hard. I actually went and took a class on how to write dialogue, like how do you write dialogue and make something really cool? So I really do. I'm really interested in what you guys think. They've already asked me to write a second book in the same format. I'm like, well, let's wait and see if people like this one because it was difficult. It's different. And I'm anxious just to see if it makes it easier, like an easier read. It's really targeted for, our Web 2 family that's out there, trying to get them to come over to this space because I think that helps all of us grow our market.
Oh, absolutely. And the more touch points that we can have from, and we talk about this, a lot on this show, Sandy, is that there's a lot of voices in this space and there's a lot of different opinions. And some people come with a very negative approach, and we don't like that. We're very positive here. And so, anybody that, kind of is in our alliance of people that, our main goal is all to bring people into this Web3 ecosystem in a very positive way and educate them the correct way and teach them so that maybe they don't have to go through some of the same lumps that we did. I always call that, the price of the education. That's just, it was what it was. The times that you get scammed, you get hacked, you get, like to call, wamboozled. So that was, to me, that was always just the price of the education, because I didn't have anybody showing me. But that's our mission now, is to show people the right way to come into this new ecosystem and do it safely and do it smart and don't get scammed and hacked
and wamboozled. And and I do see I see Mel got his hand up, so I definitely want to go down there check with Mel. But after Mel's question, Sandy, I'd like to talk a little bit about what you guys have going on with AI. I've seen that you guys are offering some AI tools on the Unstoppable page. I'd like to kind of ask you a couple questions about that. But Mel, I do have to let you know, Mel, that I did actually check with an actual attorney about the hand raising thing. And since it's just like a digital arm, you actually don't have any legal
Thank gosh.
standing to sue Jay.
You did the research.
Yeah, Jay, you're
research.
I tried, bro. I wanted to make sure. I was actually just making sure. I wasn't nothing like that. But no, go ahead, B.O.B.
I was just trying to be respectful. You know me. No, when you said audiobook, I started thinking about myself. See, I'm an audio learner, so I definitely understand that, where you're coming from. But I wanted to throw my hat in the ring to be the audio voice for that book. Seriously, I could do it. I could pull it off.
Hey,
I could get the crowd in.
Mel, you front ran me. I was gonna on the way out of the show, on the exit of the show today, I was gonna do that same thing. But I guess, Sandy.
Sorry. No, you have a tight voice, bro.
But you know what? That actually could be really cool, because we do have characters. If you ever listen to like an audio fiction book, you guys could do it. Yeah.
We could just take the whole Web3 crew and do all the voices in the book. Let's do it.
It would be really cool. It would be.
But
cool.
I gotta be the tiger. Okay. I'm just gonna say.
What in the jungle?
You're giving Tony the tiger energy now, so I feel like.
But let me just tell you though, the tiger does not win in this book. It's the rabbit, because you have to go down the rabbit hole. You have to be fast. So instead of doing a tiger team, I advocate for rabbit team. So that's why it's called the tiger and the rabbit. Yeah.
All right.
You might want to be the rabbit.
Nope. He took the tiger. He took the tiger. I'm the rabbit.
Oh, okay.
No. Now that you got it. But you know what? Can I just say this? We've all seen it. We've read movies and books where, honestly, there were some cases where people did kind of start to like the person that's not supposed to win. I'm a victim of that. I'm not going to lie. So I can make the character likable, but the reality is X, Y, Z.
Right. You're sly as hell with the words that you're saying, but you're really the bad guy. Good job.
Oh, no, but yeah, I had to go to rabbit. Sorry.
Well, definitely, and it's definitely everybody, like if you have that opportunity, definitely go over to Amazon and reserve your copy of that book, because it's a good investment in yourself. You know what I'm saying? Plus, too, like, it looks really cool. I got Matt's book over here on the bookshelf over here. You know what I'm saying? And just collect all these things, man. This is history. Like, we're literally making history right now. Before I ask the question, got to say what's up to, I see Chantel Lane in the building. Got to say what's up to my homie. If y'all don't know Chantel, super dope musician, absolute woman leader in the space as well. Man, we got so many amazing women in the space today, Jay. That's what I'm talking about. That just definitely warms my heart. I think that's how we win together.
It's Sandy's presence. You know that. Like, when you have power, and obviously all very powerful females in the space. We'd love to see it coming into Web3 Breakfast. This is a show for the community, by the community. We say it every day. Everybody has a place here up on stage. If you ever want to be a part of the conversation, all you got to do is request to speak. And we've only got the one rule: don't be a douchebag. So no racist, sexist, homophobes. Other than that, you are welcome to have any perspective or opinion you want. Just be respectful. So definitely appreciate you being here, Sandy. This has been fantastic. Turbo, you said you had a question, right?
Yeah, I was going to ask about the AI. I mean, we're coming down to the last 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? And I know that could probably be definitely like a big conversation. Maybe if the Unstoppable Domain team would like to come back and talk some AI with us, I would absolutely love that. And, kind of keep everybody on suspense. Maybe swing over to the Unstoppable Domains website, see what they got going on, and check it out. I've seen some information on there. But Sandy, if you do want to give any anything quickly on the AI, definitely feel free to jump in and do that. But we would definitely love to have you back to talk some AI.
Yeah, I would love to do that too. I mean, I think, what we're doing today with AI, we're not an AI company, obviously, but we're leveraging AI to help us. So for example, when you go search for your domain, we've embedded AI in to help you be creative in getting that digital identity. We've embedded it into when you create your avatar, we use AI to help you create the avatar. And we just got a patent for, how do I say this? So, there's so much, because AI has become so easy to use, there are a lot of bad actors out there, right? I still think about the Pope and that puffer jacket. Not really harmful, but not a real picture of the Pope. How do you identify that was really a picture of the Pope and not a fake like it was? And so we've got now something called trust verification that we patented. We don't have a product with it yet, but what it enables you to do is to use blockchain technology and your digital identity to verify that you said a quote that was in a tweet, or that you said a quote that was in an article, or that picture was really you, for example. So I'm really bullish on that. I think the combination of blockchain and AI, I actually think AI is going to catapult the adoption of blockchain and Web3 because of the power that it holds in identification of deep fakes and everything else going on. We could do a whole session on that one for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm a huge lover of AI. I think what it's doing for the world is absolutely incredible. It's giving people so much power and opportunity to create. I mean, it's a beautiful time to be alive. Definitely would love to have that conversation. And, Sandy, as always, I just want to say thank you. I know Jay will take us out of here. And so, I want to make sure to take my opportunity to say, you're definitely someone I definitely appreciate. I've always respected our conversations together. Just your willingness to, to talk to every single person that comes up to you, in these conventions and, just anywhere, to take the time and talk with them. I think that just shows your integrity and who you are. And guys, if you're not going to these conventions and these different events that are, going on around the United States, definitely do so, because this is where you get the real alpha. You get to look someone in the eyes. That's when you really know, their spirit and who they are and what they're about. So, Sandy, again, thank you so much. From Turbo made it, you know what I'm saying? And and I'll let Jake do the Web3 breakfast thing, but I definitely say thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Can I just add one more thing that I'd like to do?
Yes.
So I'm seeing a lot of messages come in, but here's what I'm going to do. If the first 10 people who message me using our new messenger, and you say that you were at the Web3 breakfast, the first 10, I'll give you a free domain. So say, put in your message to me, I was at your Web3 breakfast Twitter space, and I would like a free domain. The first 10 who message me, I'll give you guys a free domain. Tell me what you would like. I'll try to get it for you. If it's taken, kind of give me your second choice as well. Is that cool?
Where do we message you on it now?
So you can message me. I'm sandy.nft right now, because I switch between. I'm sandy.nft. So if you go up if you're on your ud.me profile, it's up in the upper right-hand corner, that little message button. If you've logged into unstoppabledomains.com, it's also up there in that upper right-hand quadrant. You can just message me right now. Okay?
Cool.
Not to throw a big wrench in it, but I thought that might be cool.
Fun. I will put out some information. We've got a Web3 Breakfast DM group. So if anybody wants to be a part of it, just in the the bottom right where you typically would retweet the space out, just to hit that and just say add me to the group, so we can add people into there, and then we'll give them all the information.
I got my first one.
Hey,
I got my first one.
Look at that! Look at that! I love
it. Yeah. So okay, crypto Lydron, if you just give me what you would like.
Okay, that's so cool. I love that.
Wait, where exactly? I'm sorry to interrupt. My apologies. I was trying to get it in there.
You go into the messaging section of Unstoppable Domains.
Copy that.
So you can either go to, you have a ud.me / your name. So for me, it's ud.me / sandy.nft, and I can message anybody. Aha, I just got a second one. And you can, up in the upper right-hand corner, there's something that looks like a little message. You just hit that, and then you can choose me. I'm sandy.nft.
That's so cool.
And if you want to message it, that's great. Yeah, me too. They're fast. I got 2 of my 10.
Heck yeah.
Keep them coming.
Keep it
them
coming, ladies and gentlemen. That is so cool. I've got some promo credits, so I'm gonna put together a tweet. Also, we'll give away $100 in unstoppable promo credits to somebody else. Maybe you're not able to get into the messaging, but you can get yourself a domain if you don't have anything set up yet. So we'll get that going. Sandy, this has been amazing. I appreciate you being here. Got a message from Corey on YouTube, and I love what he said. Because typically what we do is halfway through the show is we'll stop and do a workout, but our conversation was so fantastic we didn't stop and work out. So what we can do is we're going to wrap the show up and then we're going to end it. We're going to go out with the workout. Turbo, what do you think about that? Yeah, he's got his dumbbells, so he's ready for that. So Corey, thank you for keeping us in check. Corey is he's going to be our new fitness instructor because he has kept us in line multiple times this week, multiple times. So thank you, Corey.
Bro,
for
he cares about. He cares about our health, bro. You know what I mean? Because remember, it's healthy minds, healthy bodies, healthy portfolios. And bro, I mean, just listen to this conversation, all this stuff with Chain Labs, bro. My mind is going absolutely insane with what we can do. So I'm ready. I'm freaking pumped. I need this. I'm juiced. You know what I mean?
Yep. All right. Do you have a song? Do you have a song that you could play?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Heck right. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And can I do one for the moms since we have like a lot of moms in the family?
Yeah. No, that's fantastic. Yeah, So really, again, Sandy, thank you so much for being here. You are definitely welcome here anytime. The whole Unstoppable crew here, welcome absolutely anytime. We do this show Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern. And typically, again, like I said, halfway through, we'll do a workout break, but conversation was amazing. So we're going to do it on the way out. So thank you, Sandy.
Thank you guys for having me. You guys are great. I can't wait to see your badge. If you guys need help with that, let me know, okay?
All right, perfect. We'll reach out. Appreciate you.
Thanks. Mm-hmm. Thanks, you guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hey, thanks, Sandy. You guys know what time it is. Time to get up, get out your seats, whatever it is, push-ups, squats, even if you're just standing. Let's go ahead and get right to it. This one goes out to all the moms in the building. Let's get right to it. We appreciate y'all being here. You're the greatest part of the Web3 Breakfast. Without you, we'd be nothing. Let's get to it. My mother. Yeah. Dear mama, listen. This one for you. The truth. Dear mama, I'm so grateful for you. Look where I am on the highest mountain, but still I gotta stand for everything that you meant and everything you are. You are a movie star, and we on Hollywood. I want to take you out because you know it's what you deserve. I think you could achieve all that you believe. So listen to all your dreams. And now we about to just run and see everything that they keep talking about is what I have said. You beautiful. Listen, yeah. One more time, you know what I have said? Beautiful. Like, yeah. Everybody's speechless because you defeated your demons. I love meeting at the shop and they keep believing. Even though I'm a heathen. You said the darkness always tries to creep in the shadows of the depths, and now I start. You really put me back, I know it's hard. And now your whip is